day.
Oh my goodness, that's a really kind compliment. Thank
I
you.
had a hell of a day.
Oh,
Well, it started last night when my kids called me and basically told me they hate me.
oh
So
no.
I've had a horrible day. So that's why I'm leaving early.
Martina, I'm sorry to hear. That's a terrible experience.
Yeah, they're...
By the way, let me just give a quick heads up. In my Uber, I do an unusual thing. I live stream just because I share amazing moments. You're off camera, but I just want you to be aware so you don't like talk about things that you don't feel comfortable going out live about.
That is so cool, though.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate the. Yeah, I kind of did on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that is a sucky experience.
It is. Like, you do everything you can for them, and then...
How old are they?
One will be 30 in January, and the other one's 34. 35?
You don't look old enough to have anyone in that age category, dear.
Yeah, 53.
Oh.
Started a little early.
Yeah, you did, but now you're finished.
Yes.
That side of it.
Yes, the downside of all this is I have 5 grandkids, and apparently now another one on the way that they won't let me see.
Gotcha.
So.
And they're in their 30s.
Yep.
Now, I'm not saying this because it's going to be the story, but I'm just saying this just by way of perspective. Oftentimes, it seems in the heat of the moment, people usually speak, they say things, they cut things off or whatever. I know something, however, just by common experience, because I've also been there, in that when they make such harsh lines and say the things that seem so definitive, there's usually the assumption that they have the power to carry it on. But in reality, honestly, we're all a process of change, I think. And so what seems to be like really permanent now by way of like, oh crap, like this is hopeless, may not always be the story.
My son's been doing this to me for a few years now.
I believe you. I believe
so
you.
I hope.
And on top of that, like, here, let me give you an example. Like with my one younger brother, there's a period of time when politically we didn't share the same perspective, but he was so deeply vested in his perspective that anyone who didn't have it was, to be cut off, basically. And so he cut me and a few of our family members off as a result. And he's in his 20s. He was in his younger 20s at this time. And what I told my other siblings was, listen, I remember when I was in my 20s, and I was so black and white in the way I saw the world. I was so sure about like what my perspectives and values were at the time, and I thought that I had that power to be able to never change because I figured out what it was, right? And like, I mean, it changed over time. Maturity came along, perspective, and so on like this. So now I'm in my 40s, mid 40s, and looking back on that season helped me appropriate and say, I've been there, I can relate. He's just got to run off his steam or whatever and figure out his own experiences where whatever it is, life is going to give him those opportunities to sort of like evolve and perhaps change. And I wonder, it's not a guarantee, like I say, and I'm not trying to say, oh, they'll come back. It's more like, I don't have as much stock in their tenaciousness to hang on to the perspectives wherever they're at, you know? So my encouragement to you, you didn't ask for it, but I'll give it.
I appreciate it.
My encouragement would be, they're the own grown-ups now.
Yes.
You've raised independent human beings who are doing life. That's worthwhile noting. They're figuring out their own lives. They're making calls that they feel is necessary for them. And painful as it is for you, perhaps the best thing at the present is to mourn their present decision, but continue doing your life while creating space for when they change. So with my younger brother, what I told my younger siblings was, at some point I anticipate he may change. Even if he doesn't, I'll just prepare for when he does change so that I have at least that demeanor that doesn't say, I told you so, versus, hey, welcome back. Welcome to humanity. Welcome to being a messy human being who has to come back. Let me make this as gracious as possible, because honestly, the biggest thing when we share life, especially with those that are closest to us, is how can we make allowances for their change, even when it goes spiraling downwards.
You should be a therapist.
I appreciate that, dear. Thank you.
You just said everything that I needed to hear.
Okay.
Like,
I'm glad. And you just shared it just a little bit. I didn't want to like...
Yeah, like you just put all of it into perspective for me. I'm sorry.
That's okay, darling.
Like you did.
I hear you.
I needed that.
I'm glad I'm your driver today, honestly.
I am too. I am so tipping you so much.
No, you don't need to, darling. Here's what I
Oh my
see
God.
is a mom who is trying to figure out how best to love her kids, right? And sometimes when they're just not in that mode, it's tough from the sidelines, right? But your power, darling, is this. Your power is, one, you feel, which is good, because when you feel, it proves your humanity, that you're still accessible heart-wise. But the second part is also how do you survive in the midst of friction or because human beings don't always mesh well, even those that we love the best, right? And the best thing, like in this season, is how do you look after your own heart so you don't actually lose some opportunity. So in the meantime, assess like how you're gonna re-engage with boundaries.
Yes.
With boundaries, so you don't go over that yo-yo all the time, right?
Yeah.
In and out kind of thing, you know. So
I try to explain to people. Everybody's like, "Oh, you're so strong." I've been to hell and back in my lifetime, and everybody's like, "Oh, you're so strong," and it's like, I'm really not. Like, I have a breaking point.
absolutely, yes.
Like, I have to be strong.
Yes.
But there's a breaking point.
Because you are human, and you don't want to take that away from yourself.
Yeah.
You want to be able to affirm.
Keep my humanity, like.
Absolutely, in a realistic way, right?
Yeah.
Here's
Like, I
how
mean,
much-
I have a temper.
Sure.
And all that crazy stuff.
Yeah,
and I love to laugh and joke
Yep,
and all
all
that.
the things,
But
absolutely.
sometimes I just need what you just gave me.
It's my pleasure, darling.
Thank you.
You're very welcome, Martina.
Can you be only my Uber driver going forward? I only want you to Uber me.
You're sweet. You're
Oh.
sweet.
Goodness gracious.
What does this mean for you now going forward?
I'm just going to give them the space, the time
Yeah.
and the space that they need, and I'm going to just take some time to reflect
Good.
on myself and my life and
And then give me
what
some.
work for me. Like, yesterday I sent my sister, I got my work bonus,
Yeah.
I sent it to my sister, and I said, book me a plane ticket.
Wow.
I'm going back, because I'm from Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
I was just back in last August for my birthday.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I just realized how much I miss being home.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I sent her money yesterday and I said, book a ticket, I'm coming. Because my sister just was diagnosed with breast cancer. So she just went through all her chemo and stuff, but
Yeah.
she's clear now.
Yeah.
So, and I've never ever been able to surprise her. So
Oh.
her birthday is on June 13th and I'm flying in on June 12th.
Okay.
And she has no idea.
That's next June 12th.
June coming, yeah, in like 6 months, 7, whatever it is.
Well done, like in planning in advance too.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to keep myself busy. I told my husband, you can't come this time. 'Cause when I went last time,
Yeah.
because I went early and our anniversary, he would have been here by himself, so he came for our anniversary and for my birthday.
Yep.
So we were there for that.
Yeah.
And we came back and
In the meantime, so that in case he feels like, but I don't want to be with you, do a lot of like TLC before you leave.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
yeah, we have our movie nights, our date nights,
Excellent.
our cook together, and
Oh, beautiful.
you know, we'll
That
take an
sounds
air
nice.
mattress, throw it in the living room on the floor, lay down, watch our TV.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Camp out in the living room, like.
That's
'cause
amazing.
I had let my daughter live with us,
Yeah.
and that's part of why she's not talking to me now is because I had to evict them
Okay.
because they destroyed the basement, like
Darn.
destroyed. Like I have to have a contract.
And do some stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's a painful move.
yeah.
That's
so,
not an easy thing.
But I thought we were fine when
Yeah.
she left,
Yeah.
and then after and then they left a bunch of stuff. But whatever, just kind of laughed about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But after she left, she cut me off completely as well. And I was like, but I didn't do anything, right? But like you said, it's, you know, the decisions they make
Yeah.
in the long run are going to, they're theirs.
It's theirs. Absolutely.
You know,
yeah.
that's their decisions.
Yeah.
And at some point in time, if they come around, they come around. If
Yeah.
they don't, I can't dwell on it anymore.
Yeah. And that's the thing is when you show a consistency in the way you continue to engage, whereby you draw your lines, you implement your consequences for boundaries crossed. You're basically saying, I'm going to teach you how to interact with me on my terms
Yeah.
and present a model for them to do the same. Not the kind where it's like, I'll yield on my own stuff, because then they won't take you seriously, right?
Yeah.
Which is something you do want in your context. So, yeah.
Oh, you got my message that said I have pink hair.
Ah.
I always tell the drivers that because they always go to the wrong spot, and when they come out, they don't know it's me. So I braid my own hair. So
Nice.
when I go, yes,
Wow. Okay.
yeah. So when I go, it's always a different color. So I always tell them what color my hair is at that point.
That's awesome. You do your own hair though.
I do.
That's
I do.
amazing.
Yeah. I do
How long does
mine.
that take?
Well, if I sit and do it because I need to go,
Yeah.
it takes me about 4 hours.
Okay.
But I do others too, right? So
Yeah.
it takes me like 3-4 hours to do a head.
Wow.
So
So at the present moment, how long would it take to do my hair?
you don't have any. I can glue some in. I can glue some in.
Oh no, I like my head as it is.
I think that was very nice.
Thank you. Me too. This is my act of laziness.
Yeah.
I used to have a lot of hair,
Yeah.
and this is how I'm efficient in the morning. One less thing to do, just like this.
If I could pull it off, I would. But I have this thing with my forehead.
Oh yeah.
And
Okay.
and I like longer hair. This
Yes.
actually goes almost like it's mid back.
Oh,
So it's
wow.
really long.
Okay.
But I always put it up in a ponytail right now.
Yeah.
So I have to redo it to grow it out.
Okay. Gotcha.
But I haven't done this since before I went to Nova Scotia.
Wow.
So it stays.
Oh my. Okay.
Yeah. So it's one of those easy hairdos, but it helps your hair grow as well.
Amazing.
So
Amazing. I love it.
yeah.
While you're reflecting on your stuff too, how well do you think you do by way of showing grace to yourself?
Not a lot.
Not a lot?
I
Okay.
know that.
Okay.
I know that. I am very down on myself.
You are, eh? In a way you wouldn't be towards me, for example.
Pardon?
In a way that you wouldn't be towards me.
Right.
If I were coming to you asking for some feedback, you'd be a lot more gracious with me than you would yourself.
Yeah.
You see the issue there.
Yeah, I'm very hard on myself. I shouldn't be.
Okay. That's fair. I mean, like, who isn't, honestly? And that's why I was asking the question. It takes work. It takes disciplined, consistent work to start dealing with our own hearts in a tender way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And theoretically, it makes sense. Practically, it's probably harder to walk into, perhaps. But it's worthwhile because that's the space that will give you a lot more confidence in the steps that you're taking. For example, on my live stream, when I live stream, I love what goes on in my live stream, and I curate a space that I would want to be in.
Yeah.
So when there's people that come in that offer and contribute things that are just out of line, there is a way that I speak kindly to myself, saying, oh yeah, I don't deserve this.
Yes.
So with cheerfulness, I'm able to execute my boundaries, saying, listen, so-and-so, you have hit that zone that I have no tolerance for. You're gonna have to find a different space. You're blocked, kind of thing, you know? And it's not vindictive, it's more like, because I treat myself well, I can even treat these detractors well, even while I show them the door.
Yeah.
There's a certain, and so that really is the consistency that comes along. And in some way, if I were to show the world, like the people, imagine me talking to you and encouraging you, but I didn't have anything from that table to eat from, there would be something I'm depriving myself. It's almost like I'm starving myself and saying to everyone else, come and have this amazing meal, it's so good. And then they're like, how do you know it? Have you eaten it? And if I say no,
Yeah.
oh, it's not so compelling, right?
Yeah.
But if I'm feasting on the same thing that I'm also sharing with others, because I know how good it is, it becomes far more compelling.
Where do you stream on?
On YouTube.
On YouTube.
On
What
YouTube.
is your?
My channel?
Yes, you have a card.
I do, darling. Let
So
me show
wanna
that.
follow you.
Oh, you're so sweet.
So good. I'm so. As soon as I get home,
You're sweet. Thank you.
I jump in your car. Best smile ever.
I love it. I love it. But even then, like that smile
Yeah,
that you appreciated, guess who enjoyed it first?
you did.
I did. And it's the kind of smile I had on the inside, right?
Yeah.
I had this, I love going dancing, love dancing.
So do I.
This one guy on the dance floor, I mean, I get so many beautiful compliments on the dance floor, but this one that I'll never remember, this older gentleman comes up to me one time and he says to me, you dance, he said, the way I feel in my heart. And I said, oh, that's really sweet. But I wouldn't be able to do it unless I really felt it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the only reason I can experience such liberty and emancipation on the dance floor is because I've had to work in my personal life to get to a place where I can inhabit that space.
Yeah.
The only reason I can dance like no one's watching and really honestly not care is because I've been able to feel and live this same
Yes.
disposition. And that's what I mean
Yeah.
by way of saying, just doing those reps on the inside, the way our mind space and our heart space are, is a real reflection of how rich we are in life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's like what
Yeah.
you just said is like, I used to live in Vancouver.
Yeah.
And I used to we'd go to the club and stuff
Sure.
like that, and
Yeah.
we'd go to Davie Street to this donair place.
Yeah.
And we were in there, and
Yeah.
I had turned around, and there was a really, really, really tall lady.
Yeah.
It wasn't a lady.
Yeah.
And she looks at me,
Yeah.
and she said, "You are the most beautiful woman that I have ever seen in my life." And I've been married twice, and I
Yes.
looked at my first husband, and
Yeah.
I said, "Nothing you can ever say to me will ever compare to that, because he don't like women." It was just like, it made my heart, and I still think about that to this day. It made my heart just sing. I was like, "Yay!"
That's beautiful. That's like a true, genuine compliment.
Yeah, like was just looking at me, and I was
Yeah.
just like, "Oh my God, thank you," because I've always been,
Absolutely.
and I will never ever forget that ever.
I believe you.
That's one of my core memories.
Mm-hmm.
It was so awesome.
When you feel seen, it's a really powerful experience.
Yeah.
When someone says, actually, your existence,
Yeah.
the things you said, that's a big deal.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I would go out there and dance with you like nobody's
Ah,
watching.
it's amazing.
I sure would. I get out there and I don't care either. I
That's
just
amazing.
feel it.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And then-
Country, don't care what it is.
whatever it is.
I don't care boot, scoot, and boogie with the rest of them.
That's amazing. And when you are able to see, I don't live the way I do for other people.
Right.
I do it for myself.
Yeah.
But in so doing it, what happens, or what tends to happen, is other people get liberated. Oh, there's an amazing quote from a poem that I love. The way it ends, though, is so powerful. It says, as you, how does it say? I have it right here, actually. Let me see if I can find it. It's like so beautiful. And when I almost read this daily. This speech, oh my goodness, it is one of the most powerful ones I've ever had. But I'll leave a little bit towards the end there, because the way those last words resonate, it inspires me. So it says something like, and as we let our own light shine, we give our others the courage to let their light shine. Isn't that amazing? When we step into that zone of freedom and do our thing, other people catch that same theme and they're like, okay, I want a piece of that too. And as we're liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. And I've seen this on the dance floor, Martina, on the dance floor when I'm doing my thing and dancing and then others come. Here's the two ways that it really encourages me. And one, they come up to me and say, oh, your dance, or the way you move is so beautiful, it's so free, it's so this and that. And then they say something to the tune of, can I come and dance with you?
Yeah.
So it's a kind that isn't like, it doesn't intimidate them.
Right.
It actually invites them.
That's awesome.
Do you know what I'm saying? Invites them to experience that same sense of what could be when they're on the dance floor. Someone's out there and they don't care. Then we come and join in that spirit. And so that's so encouraging when I hear that. And then I love just standing by and saying, please, let me just cheer you on for a few moments here, because this is worthwhile, right?
Yeah.
It's really
That's
cool.
awesome.
I know.
Oh, that's awesome.
But anyway, all that to say, it starts off with learning how to speak kindly to yourself. Speak kind, and here's the way I do it here, just in case you're wondering. The way I speak kindly to myself is, first of all, I take stock of my identity, my core as a human being, and I remind myself, number one, Binyam, you weren't designed for perfection, so stop expecting perfection. Number two, when you goof up, don't forget to remind yourself, oh yeah, that was expected. As an imperfect human being, I'm gonna goof up.
Yeah.
And because I was expecting that, now, Benny, don't forget to affirm yourself even while you strive for better. There's a difference between two words that seem synonymous: shame and guilt. Shame is what I knew for many years. Shame is the kind of thing that said, I'm such a horrible, worthless person because I did something bad. Guilt is, I'm not a horrible, worthless person, but I did something that wasn't reflective of what my values are.
Right.
So the thing apart from me is what I want to address, not the me at the very core. So at the very core, how can I say, oh yeah, don't forget, you're worthwhile in the midst of you fumbling forward to become better. And this is just another opportunity, right? So that's kind of like the thought process that helps me move into that zone of saying, how can I be gracious in the way I treat myself? So that now when I share that same thing and I'm encouraging someone else in the midst of their fumbles, it's actually consistent.
Yeah.
I'm not showing something that's inconsistent, right? You'll see on my card there, integrity is a really big deal for me. And integrity for me is when your inside values match your outside actions. There has to be like that alignment and that sense of wholeness, right?
You're so awesome.
Oh, I appreciate you. Thank you.
You're just so awesome. I listen to you all day. I could just sit and listen to you all day.
Thank you.
Like,
thank you.
you're good. You're awesome.
I feel it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, thank you.
The
You
pleasure.
just got me through this day.
Oh. Well, yay.
I literally cried off and on all day at work.
Yeah.
I was trying, and I was like, I gotta go. They're like, you can leave at 2:30. Yes, go. And I had that cry when I got in here, but now I feel like a weight has been lifted. I feel better. Like, I don't feel like crying. Like, I feel like a weight has been lifted.
It's not game over in essence, right? It's not game over. Perspective.
Yeah.
Perspective can shift the scales in a way where you're like, all right, let's roll up our sleeves again.
Yep.
Let's get back in the arena, right? Absolutely. Hell yeah.
I'll get to work tomorrow. They'll be like, why are you smiling? Like, I am the best Uber driver ever. Here, look at his card. And I will take that to work and make them follow you.
Thank you. That's
You're
really
welcome.
sweet.
When I get in the house, as soon as I sit down, I am pulling it up.
Thank you.
And I'm going to comment.
I appreciate that.
That's so awesome.
In essence, I think that's why I appreciate what the opportunity I get is because when we share life together, experiences in life, it's magical when you can see someone else move to the next level. Yeah. I think so too. You can see why I feel rich now.
I feel rich.
Yes, that's amazing.
I feel richer for having met you.
And this has been very meaningful for me as well. That was my turn.
Oh, you can go down.
Okay, we'll take the roundabout here.
Yeah, so this next turn coming up where the little strip mall is, you can go that way.
Gotcha. This is a beautiful neighborhood here.
It is, and it's quiet.
It's quiet.
It is, believe it or not.
I believe you know it. And the lots are spacious.
Yeah.
The trees are mature.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
So you'll just take this down to Oak Ridge.
Okay.
And then just make a right at Oak Ridge.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's nice and quiet. And,
Have you guys been here a while?
well, it's my husband's family home. They've been in that house for like 40 years.
Oh
his
my.
mom passed and his dad got remarried.
Okay.
So they bought a new house, so
Yeah.
we have the family home.
Oh my goodness. So he has memories here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he has lots of memories here.
That's pretty awesome.
Oh look, school time.
Oh
Everybody's getting out of school.
yeah.
Oh.
That season. I didn't even know all this is behind here. This is pretty epic.
Yeah, there's a water park over down there.
Okay, like an
Yeah.
outdoor or indoor?
Outdoor.
Outdoor?
Outdoor water
Holy
park.
crap.
We have off-leash areas for our dogs. We have a dog.
And you have Fish Creek right beside you.
Yeah,
here?
we've got. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff around here.
Impressive. Seeing all these kids though, wow.
Yeah, lots of kids.
I was talking to two high schoolers today, grade 11 and grade 12 on different rides.
Yeah.
And just hearing about their experiences in school now, I can't relate anymore.
Oh,
It's a totally different world.
it is. I see some of them, and I'm just like, they're like old. Like when I was in grade 9, I looked grade 9. I'm like, I'm still 5 feet tall. This little person, you got these tall 6'7"ers. Like, where did you come from? It's like water. Just tall and stuff.
That's awesome.
Like if I'm on the train and
Yeah.
they get on and they look down at me and I'm like 2.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, this is our turn here.
Well, I I love time with them too because I know, especially teens, it's a really confusing season.
Oh yeah.
Trying to figure a lot of stuff. But no, I like just reminding them, hey, welcome to the Grown Up League. Let's
Yep.
talk on that level. You know, you're evolving, and
Oh yeah.
yeah. Did you grow up here in Calgary?
I grew up in Nova Scotia.
You remember mentioning?
Yeah, I'm
okay,
from
you
Nova
actually grew
Scotia.
up there then. Okay,
Yeah, and then I had moved to BC. I was there for 10 years, and I've been here for like 20.
in Vancouver.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was in Vancouver for 10 years.
I grew up in Kamloops.
Did you grow up
I
in Kamloops?
did, I
Okay.
did. That's where my hometown is.
Yeah, no, Nova Scotia. I always say I miss the family, but I miss the food more.
In Nova Scotia.
Yeah, but I make most of the dishes, so I'm good.
I had a rider from there yesterday saying the same thing. Actually, yeah. So
Miss the food. Like you haven't had a donair until you've had a donair from Nova Scotia.
okay.
I tell everybody that, and I make my own, so I'm good.
Have you heard of that place here in town called? It's from Nova
King of Donair?
No.
Um,
And they make donairs too.
start with B.
Yes.
Why can't I remember what it's called?
Something block.
Yes, I've heard of it. Those are very
Hayden?
expensive.
Okay. But they say they're like right from Nova Scotia culture or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. But you're saying you have to take the authentic experience.
Oh
from-
yeah, you need authentic. I make them. If I know I'll get you again, I'll make sure.
Ah!
So where am I?
We
This next one.
This next one with the cream color.
Yep, that's me. I told him to
Beautiful.
get rid of that screen.
Uh,
Okay, look, my driveway is like 7 years long. Thank you so much.
nice to meet you,
It
dear.
was so nice to meet you.
You
And
got
I'm
this.
going to follow you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
The pleasure is mine. I feel it. Bye.
Drive safe.
I will. Ah, she's a darling. All right, so let me catch up now with a few of these comments here. Let's see here. I'm just gonna pull over here. Kind of like this, so I can attend to some of these comments that I'm going to try catch up on. Okay, where was I? So, Sadiq, that's a question that earns you being banned from this channel. I'm so sorry you missed the pleasure of our company, but we just don't tolerate with that. Taman, I love bow ties. Again, your contribution isn't as helpful in this channel. Babs, hello. Matthew, good to see you. Hello, Midget. I see you as well. And we have one more here. And this one here, I'm also going to send home. There we go. All right, friends, good to have you. I'm glad you were able to join in on this live stream. Let's just accept that one there. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed. Riley, you too as well are going to be banned from the channel. You guys are going to find we have a very low tolerance here for input that is harmful, discouraging, crass. We just don't tolerate it at all. So I have a zero strike policy. Hello, Keelan. Good to see you. So all that to say, yeah, I curate the space here very carefully, and if you're not our jam, we show you the door. I hope you guys enjoyed that time I had with Martina. Really powerful stuff we were talking about. Again, that's probably one of those conversations I wouldn't have asked for permission to share, but because we're on a live stream and I let them know at the outset, thankfully we have that opportunity to catch those moments and hopefully encourage and inspire you all. So if you missed that conversation, it's worthwhile listening to. Go check that one out. I think it's episode, what is it now? Episode number 9? No, 8 or 9. But check it out, and I hope you're encouraged by it. I will see you guys on the next live stream, which will probably be in another hour, if not sooner, if I get another ride sooner. Bye.